You know what I always say? People are going to do exactly what they want to do no matter what. So the fact that you actually found my video about how to break into government contracting and you're going to watch it to the end, you're going to watch it to the end, right? Shows me that you're doing exactly what it is you want to do. So let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's ConConnects here, and today we are talking about breaking into the federal government contracting space with no experience. So if you come upon this video, you've heard about government contracting, you wonder what it is, you wonder how to get started, you want to make some of that money that everybody always making, this is the video for you, okay? So make sure you watch all the way to the end, because I'm going to be breaking down how to get into the government contracting space, how to go about starting your business, and when you get your business and register at SAM.gov, how to go about looking for opportunities so you can start making that money. Okay, so make sure you stay to the end. Before we get into it, y'all know I gotta ask this because y'all know I'm trying to get my views up. Go ahead, like, subscribe to this video to show me some support, okay? And make sure to ask your comments below. I will answer them when I see them. Okay, if I don't answer all your questions in this one video, go ahead and make sure to comment below and I will definitely take care of you. So let's get into what government contracting actually is. Federal government contracting is when the government asks us little businesses, small businesses, large businesses for goods and services that they cannot procure themselves or don't want to procure themselves, okay? Because the government is lazy and they will hire anybody to do anything, anytime, anywhere, okay? Believe that. So the government puts out these ads, and us small businesses who could provide those services for those ads takes a look at the ads, takes a look at the information that they're looking for, and they bid on the solicitation and what is called a proposal, and they send it to the government. The government looks at it and picks which one they want to do business with. So in a nutshell, that's what government contracting is. We're providing the goods and services to the federal government. Now, how do you get into that? And do you need experience to do it? First and foremost, how you get into it is very, very, very simple. There are 3 things you need to do to become, as I like to call myself, a federal concierge. You need to start a business. For those of you who are watching this, never had a business, you work a 9 to 5, you're not even sure how to start a business, don't worry, I got you. What you have to do is you have to decide what type of entity you want to start. Do you want to start an LLC? Do you want to start a sole proprietorship? You can start either one. We always, highly recommend LLC because it looks more legit. You're registered with the state and stuff like that. But you can also start a sole proprietorship, which, guess what, y'all? It's completely free. Okay? Starting a sole proprietorship does not cost any money. You just got to, do a little extra something. But it doesn't cost any money. You can literally just wake up and say, I want to have a federal concierge business, get a DBA, and start working. LLC, you have to register with your state. Now, for those of you who are thinking about getting an LLC, in the link in the description is a company that can file your LLC for you. There are 2 ways to go about getting your LLC. You can go to the Secretary of State office in your city, for your state, and you can fill it out manually. You can go there, you can get the information, they'll tell you what to do. I believe everything is online anyway, so they're probably going to send you to something online, but you can go down to the Secretary of State and they'll teach you a little bit more about how the process works. Or you can use the link in the description and they will register your business for you. Now, before you guys go clicking on the link, let me tell you this. This is a company who provides this service. And so, of course, they're going to try to upsell you on getting your business bank account, getting your EIN, which all, by the way, is free. don't fall for it. Now, if you big baller and you want to just pay them to do it for you, okay, cool, you can do that. But I'm trying to save y'all money. So don't worry about any other upsells. Just ignore all the upsells. Go straight to just filing your LLC, okay? So remember, if you want to start an LLC, you can go to the link in the description, click on it, and go through those steps, and they will file your LLC for you. And I think you only have to pay the state fee that it costs to file an LLC. All right? I did that for you. Okay, so once you get your LLC, make sure you get your EIN number, business bank account, all of the good stuff that makes your business legit, because we want to start off this business legit. We not trying to be bootlegged, okay? No one's going to watch. No one who's watching me is about to be bootlegged. So get your EIN, get your business bank account, do everything the right way so that when we start bidding, we ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. Once you get your LLC form or your sole proprietorship form, then the next thing you need to do, and the biggest thing, is to register in SAM.gov. Now, I told you I got y'all. So in the description below, I have also linked my video on how to register your company in SAM.gov once your business has been established. It'll take you through the whole entire process. So you don't even have to worry about that. I got you. Okay? So once you have registered your business in SAM.gov, now here comes the part where everybody gets, frantic on. How to search for opportunities. SAM.gov is the place where the government posts what we call solicitations. These solicitations are the opportunities. Remember early on in the video, I said the government posts these ads that lets us know what their need, what goods or services their needs. Well, these ads are called solicitations. So the government posts these solicitations on SAM.gov. Okay, that's SAM.gov. SAM.gov. Now let me explain something to Let me explain something to you guys about SAM.gov. There are plenty of websites out there that look like a SAM.gov. It may say SAM.gov.com, SAM.gov.org, whatever. SAM.gov is the only website you need to find these solicitations. Yes, there may be other websites that have solicitations on there and things of that nature, but guess what? Where they're getting them from? SAM.gov. So why go to the other places when you can go to the horse itself, right? So just use the website SAM.gov. That's all you need. Now, once you get on SAM.gov, you are going to go search for what the government is looking for. Now, as a federal concierge, and for those of you who know me and for those of you who don't know me, let me explain to you how we work. There are two types of contractors. There is a government contractor, and then there's a federal concierge. Now, mind you, federal concierge is a title I made up for myself for what I do, but it is kind of still what we do. So let me break down the difference between a federal contractor and a federal concierge. So a federal contractor is a company that wants to do the work itself. So, for example, if you are a lawn care company and the government has a solicitation for lawn care, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to bid on that, mother, right? You go bid on it, you win, your company physically does the work. Y'all go out there every week, go cut some grass, y'all submit the invoices, y'all communicate to the government. That's what a federal contractor is. Now, a federal concierge does the same thing, but just a little different, right? So a federal concierge sees a solicitation that they know that they can provide a service for, say, for example, fence removal. But the difference is I'm not doing the work. I don't know nothing about removing no fence. So what a federal concierge is going to do is they're going to go look for somebody in that area, in the area that the work needs to be done. They're going to go look for somebody to do the job. They're going to ask them for a quote. And then they are going to submit that quote to the government. If they win, the Federal Concierge then lets the person know who's going to be doing the work, which is called a subcontractor. They're going to let them know, hey, we won. This is when you need to do the work, blah, blah, blah. Set that up, and that person is going to do the work. Now, the Federal Concierge sits in their little office wherever they are, anywhere in the world, anywhere in any state. They are sitting in their office, and they're just basically doing the administration work, making sure communication is being properly handled, making sure that arrangements are being made, making sure that the job is being done in the manner that it's supposed to be done, making sure invoices are getting submitted. That's all we do. We do no physical work, but we still get paid, because what we as a Federal Concierge is offering is still a service. We're offering the management part of the contract. The contract is under our company's name, but the work, the physical work, is being done by another company. That's the difference between a federal contractor and a federal concierge. Now, mind you, I'm the only one that call myself a federal concierge. Everybody else who does it that way, they'll still call themselves a federal contractor, and nothing's wrong with that. They're not wrong. It's just, I'm special, so I had to make up my own title. I mean, hello, duh. So that's how we do what we do. Okay, so let's talk about how these solicitations work and how they affect our business. Once again, the government will request a good or service. Now, the government can request services and goods. Now, I don't think I have to break down what a good and service is, but for those of you who really are like spanking brand new and don't know anything, I got you. No judgment. So a good is basically something you can buy, write out, you can touch, you can, use. That is a good. So paper, pens, diapers, socks, shoes, toilet paper, markers, goods. The government asks for goods. And y'all, let me tell you something. I had to smack off of, off of the camera. The government asks for everything. Any type of good you can think of. Seeds, sheds, houses, nails, screws, rulers, pencils, papers, books, candles, pillows, sheets, socks, everything. The government asks for everything. Everything. Now, I know I told you guys the difference between a federal concierge and a government contractor, but I want to add an extra bonus. As a federal concierge, guess what? We do it all. We do it all. Want to know why? Because we are just connecting the people who have the good or service to the government. So it doesn't matter what the government is asking for. We can provide it as long as we can find somebody else to do the work. And guess what? There's always somebody else to do the work. Now, as a government contractor, for those who actually want to do the physical work, unfortunately, they only can stay in a small box, and they can only provide the service or good that they have. We can do it all. So you got to decide which one you really want to be. Okay. Now I just want to tell y'all that, just so it's an added bonus in case you're thinking like, well, I really want to do the work, but you're gonna be putting yourself in a box, and that's cool. It's a cool box, and you can make a lot of money off of that box. But why not expand what you can do for the government? Okay. So that's a good. A service, of course, is something that gets done maybe once a month. Lawn care, snow removal, or roofing, something that physically takes other people to do and complete in a certain period of time. It's not a good. It's not something you just buy. It's a service. It's something that's made, something that's done to kind of get a, how do I want to say that? A service has an end result. There we go. A service has an end result, okay? That's what a service is. So the government asks for goods and services. And y'all, like I said, with the goods, same thing with the services. The government asks for everything. It does not matter what it is, the government probably is going to ask for it. Not only like from large companies, but from independent contractors too. They be wanting doctors, lawyers, transcriptionists, everything. You got to decide what you want to dabble in. But like I said, as a federal concierge, we do it all. So once you get to SAM.gov and you start looking at these solicitations, it's going to look overwhelming because there's hundreds and thousands of solicitations on SAM.gov right this very moment. Matter of fact, if you want, after this video, you can go to SAM.gov, or I know you got your phone, or you may be watching this on your phone, but if you're watching this on a computer or you watching this on a phone and you got an Android, Android, so we can split our screen like the top and the bottom, you can go ahead and go to SAM.gov and you can see all the solicitations that they got and the things that they're asking for. So when you go to these solicitations, you're going to be like, what am I looking at? Don't worry, I got you. We're going to go through how to read a solicitation. All right, so a solicitation asks or puts out there what the government needs. So it's going to tell you what they're looking, what type of good or services they're looking for, when they need it, how many or what quantity or how long they need it for. Okay, and they even tell you who needs it. So it might be Department of Defense, Department of Interior, whatever that may be. But they'll tell you all of this information, and this information is in the solicitation. So you click on the solicitation at SAM.gov, you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's going to be a list of documents. Those documents is where you're going to find that information. Now, within the solicitation, there is sometimes, depending on who writes the solicitation, there'll be like a brief description of what the job entails, and you can, read that just to kind of get a summary, but you want to go through those documents. Those documents are the key to you finding out what the government wants and being able to price your proposal. So once you find those documents, you're going to go through them. You're going to look up that information, and then you're going to do your research. Depending on whether you're a federal concierge or a government contractor, you're either going to price the proposal yourself because you want to do the work. Real simple, right? Or you're going to go find a subcontractor to do the work for you, get their pricing so that you can bring it back, put your pricing on top for you doing the administration work. Don't think administration work is not important, because it is. Okay? You're going to put your price on top, and then you're going to submit it to the government. So you got to decide which one you want to do. But that is where you're going to get your information from. Now, once you do that, you're good to go. You are good to go. You got to put the proposal together however they ask you to do it, and then you submit it right on to the federal government for review. See, plain and simple. So easy. Now, let me tell you this. The average contract win is usually 5 figures or more. And when I say 5 figures or more, I mean like mid 5 figures. Because most contracts are like 5 years. Sometimes they want hitter quitters, which is what I call a contract that basically has like a short time frame within a year. You go in, you get in, get out, or it's a delivery or something. Those contracts are really, it's all about the fast pace, fast money. The contracts that you want to concentrate on are the multi-year contracts. Okay, those are the ones that usually are tied to services. Just saying. Now, once you go through the solicitation, you look at everything, this is where people freeze up. They get scared. They do the work. They get the quote. They finally get up the nerve to talk to a subcontractor. They get the quote. They did all the hard work. And then y'all don't submit. So why are some of the reasons why people are freezing up and not actually submitting? One, they're afraid they may do something wrong. Let me tell you something, Linda. Okay, let me tell you something, Linda. You can't do anything wrong for something that does not cost you. So, what I mean by that, if that made sense to y'all, what I mean by that is you submitting a proposal doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you money. It doesn't cost you your career. It doesn't cost you reputation. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay? It costs you time, but that's it. So if you submitted wrong or incorrectly, the worst they can say is you submitted it wrong. And it gets thrown out. That's it. No one's going to come knocking at your door. No one's going to take you to jail because you submitted the wrong thing. There is nothing and no consequence that is going to be that negative for you to not want to submit. And for some reason, a lot of people think there is. But there's not. I promise you, there's not. Another reason why people don't submit, they get overwhelmed. Now, most of you guys will make it to getting a quote, maybe getting a quote, but a lot of you guys don't even make it there. You look at the results on SAM.gov and all the solicitations that are posted on SAM.gov, and you get so overwhelmed. Oh my God, there's so many to look from. I don't know which one to choose. How do I figure out which one I should do? And then you just blank and don't even look anymore. That is insane. There are so many out there for you to pick and choose from. That's the great part. It's no scarcity there. There's so many out there for you to pick. Just pick one. Hell, I don't even care if you go any, mini, miny, mo, catch a taco by so if you had to let them go any, mini, miny, mo, and pick that one. Just pick one. But people get so overwhelmed with all the results that they can't even pick. It's overload. So let me give you a little tip on how to how to help you not overload your brain when you send all these results. First and foremost, make sure that the solicitation that you're working on is based on your set aside. Now, when I say set aside, that is basically what your business is classified under, i.e. total small business, veteran owned, woman owned, black owned, Indian owned, disabled, whatever. What is your company under? These are called certifications. And before you go ask, no, you do not have to go search and get certifications, okay? I only have one certification, that's total small business, but I have one over 20 contracts. So no, before you go, stop, right there, stop. Before you even go looking up certifications, you don't need it. Now, you can go get it if you want to. That's cool, but you don't need it, all right? So, look to make sure that the solicitation you're working is your set aside. If you filter by your set aside, that number, 2,000, 200,000, 52, whatever, is going to drop down. So you have less to look at and less to be overwhelmed. Another thing you need to pay attention to, and this happened to me a lot, I will work a solicitation and then I realize, oh, the due date is passed already. So make sure that when you're looking for solicitations, the due date is at least 2 weeks out. So you have enough time to look for everything, get your quotes, and, prepare your proposal and all that good stuff. Make sure it's at least 2 weeks out. And definitely make sure you're not working a solicitation that has passed already, because I'm guilty of that. And that's not fun, doing all that doggone work. And then I can't even submit it because it already expired. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Okay? So that is how you kind of help the overwhelmness of it all by using those two special filters. All right? So just make sure you go ahead and do that. Another reason people freeze up is because they overthink everything. Now, y'all know I already talked about overthinking, how people overthink all the time. Guys, it really is that simple. I know when people be like, if it's too simple, if it's too easy, it must be a catch. I get it. I understand. But let me tell you something. There is no catch. You literally look for a solicitation. You read the information. You find a quote. You prepare the proposal. And you submit it. 5 steps to submission. 5 steps. 5 steps to submission. That's all you have to do. But you got people out there. Well, what about a capability statement? How do I get that? What about the past performance? Do I need to do that? How am I supposed to go to and get the work done? Do I need to go to a site visit? Whoa. First and foremost, if the government didn't ask you for that, mind your business. I know y'all not giving the government all y'all information about how much y'all making. So why you want to get the information, all the information on a solicitation or a proposal if they're not asking for it? If they don't ask, mind your business. Make sure that you're only providing the information that they're asking you to provide. Stop overthinking it. It's literally find a solicitation, get a quote, and submit. It's literally that's it. Okay? I mean, there's some foundation in there you got to learn, but that's really the gist of it. It really is that easy, y'all. I promise you. It really is that easy. So stop overthinking it, because you are talking yourself out of a lot of money. And if you don't want the money, I'm pretty sure me and other people would love to take it from you. And then the last reason that I think people freeze up, and this is like the craziest reason, but I get it, is I really believe that some of you guys are afraid to actually win. You can be like, Trina, what the hell are you talking about? Of course I want to win. I want to make some money. But some people out there are actually afraid to win. So they don't do it. Meaning they're afraid to be responsible for a whole federal contract. Oh my God, I won. Now I have to actually get the work. I have to schedule stuff. I have to talk to people. They're afraid of actually managing the contract. Yeah, managing is not hard. I barely talk to my subcontractors. It's really sad. I mean, it's not sad because they're doing what they're supposed to do, but I don't even talk to them. I haven't even seen a lot of them. But you guys tend to you guys tend to not finish and do what you're supposed to do because you're afraid of the success that you're gonna have. Now, like I said, you're probably thinking like, girl, you tripping. What are you talking about? Of course you want success. But I'm telling you, I've seen it. Some people are afraid to submit because they're afraid that they actually might win. And then be responsible for something big like a government contract. But you got to remember, it only takes one contract to change your life. Are you going to be afraid to change your life? I don't think so. So stop being afraid of the success that you are going to have. Keyword, going to have. Okay? You're not in this alone. You have people out there that's in the same boat as you. You have people out there that will help you through the process. Hi. We're here to help you. So if you're tired, so stop being tired. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. Which is why I'm hosting my Watch Us Submit workshop, Watch Us Submit Dallas, where I'm going to help you and walk you through those 5 steps that I mentioned earlier. You don't have to do this alone. I'm going to be right there submitting a proposal with you. And guess what, guys? We are going to actually submit a real live proposal in the workshop. So for all of those of you who have that fear that I just talked about, that overwhelmness that I just talked about, that confusion or overthinking that I just talked about, we knocking all that out the park. Because by the end of the workshop, you will have went through all 5 steps, have understood all 5 steps, have gained the knowledge and the experience of all 5 steps and actually have submitted your first or most effective proposal. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. I'm here for you. So get your tickets in the description below. I only have a limited number of seats, 10 seats, and some of those have already been taken. But I only keep my workshops very small just so that you can feel that one-on-one level. Tickets are in the description below. Go get your tickets so that you can go ahead and submit your first proposal and even may win. So guys, that's all I have today. If you're just joining me, you just found me, you can actually start becoming a federal concierge right after this video. Once again, the description to start your LLC is in the description below. You can do it either that way or go to your Secretary of State, or if you want to open up a sole proprietorship, you don't have to pay for LLC, you can do that as well. If you guys got any questions, make sure you go ahead and comment below whatever questions you have, and I'll make sure to answer them as soon as I can. Do me a favor, like, subscribe to this channel so that I can bring more videos like this to you. All right, that's my time. I will see you again next week to talk about all things federal contracting. And if there's a special topic that you want me to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments below and we'll see what we can do. And to close out today's episode, I'm going to refer back to the saying that I always say. People are going to do exactly what they want to do, no matter what. So do what you know you need to do. See y'all later. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tutorials.